Good day to you. Uh, The dog has been quiet all morning. As soon as I hit go live, he starts barking. Little bugger. Hello, how are you? How is everything going for you, my lovelies? It is Tuesday, which means it is Talko Tuesday. Oh, Husker, I'm so sorry. Please excuse the mess behind me. This box behind me was down on the floor. It's hiding some. We got the kids advent calendars early this year, and they're Lego advent calendars, which I'm very excited about, and they've been hidden in that box down here. But we, with the fireworks and everything that have been happening here in the UK because of Guy Fawkes night, bonfire night. We moved them so we could make a little tent for Husker to hide underneath, because as much as he is a giant German Shepherd, he's a massive fraidy cat, and he likes to feel safe and secure. So we made him a little nest in a tent, and unfortunately, fireworks here aren't limited to just one night. Hey, it is Pumpkin. How are you doing, darling? So we end up having to do this for like a week around this time, and then from just before Christmas all the way through until after New Year's, people just go wild with fireworks. It's ridiculous. Good morning, Steve. How are you both? How is your Tuesday? I am so glad you are doing so well. Welcome to your second day off. Pumpkin was with us yesterday on my live stream over on Twitch, and she was saying that she's got 4 days off after working 7 days in a row. Today is day 2 for days off, and apparently this morning she's been shopping. So that's probably why she's doing great. That and the fact that she's not at work. How are you doing, Steve? Hello, mate. Why are you bringing me your ball? Hey, why are you bringing me your ball? Well, I can't play. I'm working. Busy. What does busy look like? What does busy look like? We trained him as a puppy. When you say I'm busy or what does busy look like, he usually curls up underneath the desk or wherever. No, sit. Husker. Watch. Down. Good boy. There we go. Eating popcorn while watching you. That is probably one of the best compliments anyone could ever give me, Steve. I'm not going to lie. That's awesome. I am popcorn worthy. Is that because I'm a massive disaster? Like just grabbing your popcorn, like what mistake is she going to make today? You're having coffee. Me too. My mug should be the right way around this time, and it says you are brilliant because you are all brilliant, all of you. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little bit chaotic this morning. I am shoving some feelings down. That is not me trying to run away from those feelings. It is me trying to be somewhat professional for you all. I lost my professionalism yesterday on Twitch. I'm trying to gain it back. I'm trying to be an adult and deal with things as they come up, and it's kind of gone a little bit awry, and I think that happens for all of us. So, I am concentrating on you all. So it is Talko Tuesday. For anyone who doesn't normally attend these or hasn't done for a little while, today is all about you. How can I look after you? How can I help you through this week? What do you need from me? Oh, thank you very much, Pumpkin. Pumpkin says, I hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Getting back to work has been exhausting. I'm not going to lie. I crashed out yesterday afternoon and slept all the way through until this morning, which meant that I let my side of the bargain down with the family yesterday. My other half is an absolute trooper. He's doing an amazing job looking after us all, but I feel really bad about that. But it's getting me back into the swing of working, especially, dealing with a broken leg, but also trying to balance disabilities and stuff like that. For anyone who doesn't know, I have CFSME, fibro, and EDS, all of which cause chronic pain and fatigue. Yay! And sleep problems, and everything else. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things because I have to work, I have to earn money. Because having to take so much time off, and we're about to come into the really expensive season. We've not only got Christmas, but my car insurance, MOT, and service are all due this week. I have no money. This is going to be fun. And I need to get back to spending time with you. You all give me energy, and focusing on you and helping people is what I'm all about. Yes, sleep is good, and I obviously needed it. I needed that sleep, but it did mean that stuff slides, and you've got to get back to it. So new day, fresh outlook, let's go. So how are you all? How can I help you? Because that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. It's not about me. As much as I feel it should be. Like, the world should revolve around me. It's not about me. It's about you. I love you too, Pumpkin. And that's what this community is all about. It is about mutual love, mutual respect, and looking out for each other. It is so important to build a community. That's the bit that comes first. I've been doing this just over a year, and if it was about the money, I'd be doing something else. Everyone seems to think that content creators rake it in, and we really don't. I am not going to make this an Andy stream because I will cry, and I'm not going to cry. I will not cry on stream. Pumpkin, thank you so much. Yes, if you are getting something out of this stream, although Lord knows what right now, then do hit the like, or be ready to hit the like button as and when I give your life value, as and when I help you enough to give you value. Thank you very much for the hugs. I am sending them right back to you. I love my international community. This is really growing into something I didn't envision. And I love that. I love that. And as people join the community, they're like-minded, they're caring, compassionate, wonderful people. And I am so blessed to have you all. I really am, here and on Twitch. You are all awesome. So what has Tuesday got in store for you? Talk to me about you and your life. Let's move away from my pity party. I think everything should be working better today. I figured out one of the things that was causing my stream so many problems, sorry, English, yesterday. Anyone that watched yesterday over on Twitch, it turned into more of a radio show. So many problems with my camera and all sorts of other things. And I think I worked out one of the problems yesterday. So that's good. I'm learning. That's what life is all about. So hopefully things will get better. I'm also using a different setup today. So I'm using StreamYard rather than Streamlabs OBS or the creator dashboard. So that should also help. But if you are having problems, or my volume is too loud, or anything else like that, do let me know. We are 1 week into November, and it is starting to get pretty damn chilly outside here in the UK. I can only imagine what it's like in Europe, parts of Europe and parts of the States at the moment. I know the weather has dropped off drastically for most of us. Sorry, I am losing my headphone. Actually, I can take that out. For some reason, my laptop won't pick up my headphones. I cannot get it to vibe with it. So at some stage when I can, I will be sorting out probably some cabled headphones. Right. Oh, yes. It's cold here, but not too bad. It's freezing here. Yeah, it's pretty chilly here. It was warmer a couple of hours ago than it is right now here in the UK. I meant to pick up a cardigan or something, and I didn't. And as much as I am cold, I am not going to crawl on my hands and knees to go and get a cardigan. I will just be a bit cold for a little while. Oh, I am not dignified at the moment, honestly. Oh dear Lord. I did brush my hair. I don't know what's going on. Oh. Are we ready for the colder winter months and the seasonal adjustment deficit disorder that can come with it? Like lack of sun, and the shorter evenings really do play havoc with us because we're just not getting enough vitamin D. And the other side of it is that emotionally we don't feel like we get an evening. We get the same amount of time between getting up and going to bed, but we it doesn't feel the same, does it? In the summer you can get just that little bit more sunlight and you can get more done in a day. Sad is already kicking in for you, Yvonne. I am so sorry. Steve is not ready either. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes. Excuse me, especially when you have disabilities and it's difficult getting out and about anyway. It adds to it, doesn't it? And if you're like me and you get anxious outside of the house or agoraphobic, I don't want to go out when it's dark. And that can be a real difficulty that kind of able-bodied people or people who don't suffer with that kind of thing can really kind of dismiss or minimalize. So yeah, it's no fun. It is no fun. I kind of envy. So we have a friend over on Twitch, Dipsy Q. You should follow him. He's amazing. Gorgeous voice. He lives in Taiwan and they don't do daylight savings. I remember being confused by it when we moved back from Hong Kong to the UK. We moved back in November, and I remember being so confused by daylight savings. So, I kind of envy that because I think daylight savings exacerbates it, doesn't it? Excuse me. I have a little bit of a cold. Oh, stay. Oh, that's scary. I didn't know you had problems with that. Yeah, like gloves and warm woolly socks are your best friend, aren't they? That must be a real bind. Like I get Raynaud's and kind of my hands go blue even in the summer. Yeah, colder weather, the change in weather can play havoc with arthritis. I get the same thing, kind of fibro and ME and stuff is really exacerbated. Kind of damper, colder weather really plays havoc with it. So I'm sending you so much love. He was 10 weeks prem. Yeah, so it's not uncommon for premature babies to later in life have issues like that, and also struggle with a cold and that kind of thing. I'm right there with you, Steve. Right there with you. I was horribly premature, and yeah, I'm sure that doesn't help. I am sending you so much love and solidarity. Thank you very much. Thank you. That is really sweet. I am glad you are enjoying my voice. I have podcast episodes, so if you want to put something on and just be lulled to sleep, you can find those here on YouTube, but also on your favorite podcast streaming service. Oh, so yeah, ventilator scarred your lungs. Wow. Wow, it's so frightening, isn't it? And, not only for the long-term effects, but, Yvonne, that must have really panicked you as a mum. I am so sorry. I really hope that it's, livable, if you see what I mean. It's something you can cope with and that you've got coping mechanisms for. I am so sorry, darling, I really am. Oh, for a second day in a row, I wanna turn up at your house and give you both a big hug. Oh, what am I saying, second day in a row? That is a constant, not a variable, um, because you are very much loved. It's amazing kind of how much we all have to deal with day to day. Um, oh, all 3 of yours were premature. Wow. See, my brother was late. My brother was weeks late, kind of outside of the normal up to 2 weeks late. He was very, very late, and I was very, 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 very early. Um, uh, 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 uh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you must be prone to chest infections and that kind of thing because, um, lungs are bizarrely resilient, but also really delicate at the same time, aren't they? Um, the amount of dust and everything else that we breathe in and lungs handle it really easily. And then, we get something like a chest infection and everything kind of stops. Not literally stops, hopefully, but you know what I mean. Um, that's really scary. Oh, Steve, just want to wrap you up in bubble wool. Um, wow, you were a month late, but small, 5 pounds. My brother was long, but really thin. He was about a month late. The nurses in Germany refused to believe that my mum was as far along as she was, and they stopped her labour. They kept stopping her labour, and then she ended up having a dry birth. My dad delivered her because the nurses didn't believe that my brother was coming. So was Ricky born in Germany? No, Ricky was born in the UK. That's right. It was my other brother that was born in Germany. He died. I was born in the UK, and I was a cesarean abortion. It was the right call. My dad was asked who he wanted to save, and he chose my mum because they already had a son that needed a mum. I came out screaming, and my mum needed to be revived. Yeah, yeah, foreign hospitals and that kind of thing. So it's really difficult. Really, really. I mean, there is no. It's rarer to have a straightforward birth. It really, really is. There's always something that goes awry. Certainly did for me. For me too. Um, yeah, I bet that causes a kerfuffle. I really bet that causes kerfuffle. I do with blood pressure because having my blood pressure taken is a PTSD trigger. So as soon as they pull the cuff out, my everything just sky high, and they have to take it 3 or 4 times while I concentrate on breathing to bring it back down. Is your blood pressure always this high? No, no, my blood pressure is fine. It's absolutely fine. But if you want to take my blood pressure, be ready for it to be, 160 over 90 or something ridiculous. Um, yeah. And it's amazing how well your body learns to cope with a reduced capacity and everything else. Like we are our bodies are amazing for that kind of thing. They really are. Like, this is why I'm fascinated by medicine and mental health, is because we have the capacity to learn and cope with conditions that, you know, we shouldn't be able to. Um, you know, our brains have the ability to relearn pathways after strokes and other catastrophic injuries, um, in a way that you wouldn't expect. So, you know, I'm absolutely fascinated by it. Absolutely fascinated. Excuse me. I am trying so hard not to sniff at you. Whoa, 17% oxygen. That's frightening, Steve. That's scary. Holy cow. I am so glad you are still with us. That my brain cannot compute that. And that must have been so scary. But yeah, normally you're fine. Just, it's a medical marvel. You are a walking, talking miracle, my friend. And I love that. I really do. So, how are you looking after yourself with the change in the seasons? Share your coping skills, because I think that's something we can all learn from. Like for me, keeping a routine, which is laughable right now with how often I'm crashing out, but trying to keep a solid routine and having things like the ring light, I'm sure is going to make a difference. Kind of, especially towards the really dark days in December. Yeah, I'm not surprised he's scared you a few times, Yvonne. I don't even know how I would cope with that. I don't. That's just frightening. That's insane. Children, am I right? Have kids, they say. Best thing you've ever done. No, they scare the hell out of me every day. Yeah, make sure you've got your inhaler with you at all times. That's a really solid plan. Wrap up a bit more. Yeah, keep yourself warm. Keeping active as well, or as active as you can. So mentally active, as well as, you know, not giving into, like, because this is a perfect weather for wrapping up in a duvet, good film on TV, you know. And that's fine, but doing that too often, you kind of sink into it, don't you? I know I do. I can easily just give in to the winter, and that's not a good plan. Yeah, warm, not too humid is the ideal, isn't it, for kind of chest problems, asthma, that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, my brother has asthma. Yeah, Christmas markets. See, that's the other thing, is keeping in mind just all of the nice things that come out of winter, like Christmas markets, hot chocolate with whipped cream and marshmallows. And, you know, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I like being the magic bringer for Christmas. I've always enjoyed producing the magical feeling that you get at Christmas. You know, and I don't necessarily enjoy it for me, but I enjoy seeing other people enjoy it. So that's something that I really enjoy looking forward to. Yeah, You literally forget all about it until you get ill, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, I'm sure. I am sure. Um, so that's something to look forward to, Steve being drunk in charge of a wheelchair with Bailey's hot chocolate. Other Irish cream drinks are available. Um, yeah, hot toddies. Hot toddies. Yeah, slightly alcoholic, kind of Christmassy drinks. Mulled wine. I really enjoy the odd glass of mulled wine. I don't drink really. I drink, 2 or 3 times a year. Christmas is one of the times I will have a drink. And I enjoy Christmas morning Bucks Fizz, which the Americans call a mimosa. Although I can't afford champagne, so it's Carver. It's sparkling sparkling white wine. And a bit of orange juice, although I shouldn't have orange juice. It's a little bit of a treat. And then a slightly alcoholic drink later on in the day. And that's me done for best part of a year after that. But I do like a hot chocolate. I do like a hot chocolate. It's got to be made well, though. It's got to be a well-made hot chocolate, because hot chocolate is one of those things you can get horribly wrong. I'm pretty sure Pumpkin can get a hold of really amazing hot chocolate being in Belgium. Like, because Belgium know how to do like Belgium chocolate, Belgians know how to do chocolate. Yeah, it's got to be good hot chocolate. Yeah, Irish coffee. Yeah, hot chocolate. Yep. I do enjoy an Irish coffee every now and again. I've not had one for years. Not had one for a very long time. Do really enjoy. Oh. One thing I would like to try that I have never tried is eggnog. I don't really understand what it is. Number one, and I feel I should. Like, I'm 43. I should have worked out by now what eggnog is. I know it's alcoholic. Let's have a little Google, shall we? Should we learn together? Whoops, sorry. Eggnog. It's a sweetened dairy beverage. Eggnog is historically known as a milk punch or egg milk punch. When alcoholic beverages are added, it is rich, chilled, sweetened, dairy-based beverage. Okay. Right, so milk, cream, sugar, whipped egg whites, egg yolks, and nutmeg. Maybe I shouldn't try this. It has the flavor of custard. Yeah, because actually that's mostly the ingredients of apparently you have to age it for a few days. Wow. I am both intrigued and disgusted. Apparently George Washington was the first president to make his own eggnog. Oh, right, so you cook it. Put the sugar in a pan with 75 milliliters of water. Simmer until the sugar has dissolved. Beat in the egg yolks with vanilla until smooth. Add condensed milk, brandy. Okay. Right, so yeah, cast 4 egg yolks. This is according to the BBC Good Food website. Caster sugar, 4 egg yolks, vanilla essence, condensed milk, and brandy. Right, so sugar in a saucepan with 75 milliliters of water. Simmer until the sugar has dissolved and then cool and chill. Beat the egg yolks with vanilla until smooth. Add condensed milk, brandy, and the cooled sugar syrup. Mix well. Pour into a jug and chill for at least 2 hours. Serve within 24 hours over ice. It seems like a different, well, it is a different recipe because it doesn't have nutmeg or the egg whites in it, but it probably doesn't because of raw egg whites are something that people aren't encouraged to have over here. Yeah, so it's kind of both. It's alcoholic custard. Exactly that. It's alcoholic custard. It's like a French custard with it being runny. That's probably it's alcoholic French custard. Which just not, I can kind of half see the appeal and half not. So I think I may have to make some this year and do a live taste test with you all. Right, so the comments on BBC Good Food on their recipe say, like, there's a bunch of people going, this doesn't include milk, and it's meant to, otherwise you're just going to end up with like 4 shots of nothing. Yeah, you're missing milk. You're certainly not going to get enough to fill a jug. Add milk because otherwise you're drinking it on your own. You have no friends. Add cinnamon, and don't just serve over ice. Dark spiced rum is preferred to brandy. An even easier recipe is mix a tin of ready-made custard with the same amount of milk and then add brandy. Yeah, nutmeg is a hallucinogen in high enough quantities and it can kill you. Yeah, too much nutmeg, too much cinnamon is similar. Cinnamon can also close in high enough dosages, and this is why the cinnamon challenge was so dangerous. Is it can cause your body to go into a shock like dry drowning. So yeah, really stupid challenge. Don't do it. But yeah, nutmeg. Nutmeg can, like most things that are hallucinogens, too much of it will kill you. And it's why we get drunk. Alcohol is a poison. And when you're getting drunk, that is the effect of being poisoned. So yeah, so like the comments on this are hilarious. Like there's a lot of people that are just basically mix bird's eye custard with milk and drink it cold with some brandy in it. But if it's something you all want to see me test, then I will speak to American friends, get their preferred recipe, because I think eggnog is a bit like, potato salad or coleslaw or any number of like meatloaf. Every family, or cornbread is a better example. Every family has their own recipe. So I will see if I can get the recipe and the ingredients, and I will make it and test it on camera for you closer to Christmas. Um, it is a bit like, playing a computer game, isn't it? Drink 3 beers. You are now drunk. You have been affected by poison, which is something that used to happen in WoW years and years ago, when I used to play. Yeah, drinking or eating stuff that you shouldn't eat too much of, would cause, like, the world to go wibbly in game. I'm sure there's other games, but that's the one that I remember, um, having that experience in. The first time my dad had that experience in WoW, he was like, "This is so trippy. I love it." And went through a period of just getting himself drunk in WoW. Thinking of WoW, I have started playing again. Um, I am not a fan of Dragonflight. Um, I tried the 2-week free trial, and Dragonflight, they've changed a bunch of stuff, and, which is fine. None of it is terrible. But by level 11, my mage had nearly 90 gold. Like, I didn't have to do anything to earn it either, and, um, I don't know, it didn't feel the way I wanted it to. So I tried classic, and things have changed, but nowhere near as drastically, and I'm enjoying it a lot more. Just for those of you that are thinking of going back to it when new stuff is released, that's my review. But I am enjoying it. Yeah, me too. And I can't retrieve my old account. Um, Basically, the email address that I used, or that I think was attached to it, um, no longer exists. And I've tried to get in contact with Blizzard fairly regularly, and I just can't find a way to retrieve it, and Blizzard aren't being as helpful as they could. So I think I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and start again, which means buying expansions when that becomes relevant. So I think it's going to be a while before I can buy the expansion. That's like months and months and months off. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So yeah. But WoW itself, really quite a lot of fun. Unfortunately, you can't be a fairy, but you can be an elf. You can be a night elf or a dark elf. Is it dark elf? Like the evil version. And elves are really cool to play. I have an elf. I had an elf originally, and I've restarted it and taken the name, because I'm not good with coming up with names. So Blood Elf, thank you. Yes, Steve, Blood Elf. That is exactly it. So yeah, and they're hot. They really are cute. Or gnomes. I love a gnome. I love playing gnomes. Not so much with dwarves, but that's because they remind me of me. They're all short and dumpy, like me, and that feels a little bit too close to home. When I play a computer game, I want to play something that is enough different to me. You loved your gnome, yeah. Gnomes are cool. They really are. And there's nothing wrong with playing a dwarf, but there is literally no dwarf that I don't look at and go, yeah, that looks like me. Apart from the facial hair, I can't grow a beard. Yet. There's time. As I hit the menopause, I'm pretty sure I will. But like the thing with WoW for me and computer games in general is I have to get the balance between being good for my mental health and taking over a little bit, because I can, especially when I'm down, I can really lose myself in computer games. And having taken such a long break between playing something like WoW, I'm really into it at the moment, and that runs a risk of taking over. So I'm having to pace myself a little bit, and get myself back into the swing of it, because it has been such a long time. Um, yeah, see, recognizing yourself in elves makes sense, because you are tall and slender, and you've got amazing cheekbones. I can see it, Steve. I really can. And elves are everything I'm not. Um, I think that's why I like playing them. So yeah, so playing computer games can be really good for you. It's a bit of escapism, and finding yourself a little bit. It gives you a chance for your hindbrain to do some work behind the scenes and think through problems, which can be really useful. But when you lose days, or even just hours and hours, that can be difficult, especially as it gets darker. I know more than a few people that can become very nocturnal over the winter and lose track of time, especially when they're gaming. I'm in menopause and I still can't grow a beard. It's a shame, because it would keep my face warmer. I know, right? I've always been fascinated by the growth of facial hair. Like I am not a hairy person. And like I just, like, ever since I was a kid, the idea of growing facial hair was always really appealing to me. I mean, every man I speak to hates it because of shaving and how itchy your beard can get and stuff like that. But yeah, we always want what we can't have, right? Um, Sorry, just checking to make sure I didn't miss any chats. I don't know whether we've lost Dearest Pumpkin, or whether she's just listening along. Oh, you're 16 years. Oh, Steve, it just means you're kind of biologically advanced. We are, as a species, getting less hairy, because we don't need it. We live indoors. We have warm clothing and the ability to cover ourselves up more when we get cold. And because the planet is warming, yes, climate change is real. If you don't like it, you know where the door is. We don't need hair in the summer. In fact, we need less hair in the summer. So we are evolving, and you're not alone in not being able to grow a beard. You're not hairy in your family. Yeah. And again, genetics has a huge part to play with it. There are some families that are very, very hairy. My dad could grow a wild beard. He had a lot of fun for a long time with different facial hairstyles. He rocked mutton chops. And when he came out of the army, he grew this big bushy beard, like Brian Blessed beard. And my brother can grow a really impressive beard as well. But my dad wasn't hairy, kind of didn't have hairy legs or arms, weirdly. My dad and my brother, dwarves but really tall. Yeah, big old bushy beards. And I think my dad's brother can grow a beard. I'm not sure though. And my granddad could grow a beard on my mum's side. My granddad on my mum's side was hairy all over. all over. Like, his back was really hairy. Yeah, genetics is really weird, isn't it? It's really, really weird. We just keep losing people off the stream. I had 4 people just now. I've now got 2. Sad. You made Steve all on your own. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I can see it. I can see it. I really can. Like, Steve is the spit of you, isn't he? I have the same-sized hands as your mum, yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? Like, I look at my kids and I can see the genetics in play. You know, my eldest is the spit of the women in my other half's family. And my youngest is the spit of my nan on my mum's side of the family. Like, you look at them and you're like, yeah, I can see where those genetics came from. And it's the same with talking about temperament and communication and everything else. Like, absolutely. It has been a really amazing journey seeing who they take after. And not just immediately, but also grandparents, great-grandparents. It's so much fun. So much fun. Sorry, I'm just checking something behind the scenes. Oh. But yeah, definitely going to try eggnog just for the giggles of it, because it sounds so much like a drink I would hate. So live reaction, always funny, right? Sorry. Sorry, a bunch of notifications. And today is not a day for surprises. I don't really want any more surprises. So only thing you didn't get from your mum was red hair. Aw, you would have been hot as a redhead. That's a shame. That is a shame. But everything else is a bonus, isn't it? Right, the fact that you got everything else from your mum is really nice. Sorry. A little bit of hold music from my brain there while I just double check some background stuff. I just want to make sure that everything is healthy and there's no issues. Right, yeah. Everything seems to be working. You are hot now, Steve. And it is hard to imagine you being hotter, but I think as a redhead, like a proper redhead like your mum, like proper deep redhead is what I meant, not a proper redhead as in other people with red hair and not proper. You know what I mean? Your youngest daughter is identical in looks, but not in personality. Yeah, and that's really wonky how that happens, isn't it? Like it doesn't seem to have happened with our two, but I have, I do know other people that have kids, and you look at them and go, oh, you're a spit of your dad or a spit of your mum, and then they open their mouth and they sound so different to what you imagine them to, personality wise and everything else. Genetics is just really fascinating, and things like dormant genes and that kind of thing. I did not expect our youngest to be blonde hair, blue-eyed. I really didn't. Really didn't. Like when they handed her to Dale after she was born, Dale said to me, she's got blonde hair. I was like, no, she doesn't. Yeah, she's got blonde hair. No, she can't have blonde hair. No. almost white blonde hair. Amazing. Excuse me. I hate colds. Honestly, I'd rather have food poisoning than a cold. I really would. I find tummy bugs easier to deal with than having a cold. I hate it. Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it? Like, and sometimes it's really difficult to know, excuse me, where it's come from. So bizarre. So bizarre. So today we've talked about alcoholic Christmas drinks and genetics. We've not really talked about mental health today, which kind of makes me happy because it sounds like you all are in a fairly decent place at the moment. There's nothing drastically on your mind, which is really good, other than the weather's changing and we don't like it. The other three are just like you. Yeah. It's so wild, kind of how that happens. Genetics are weird and unpredictable. It's, yeah, so wild. Mm, 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 mm. And very rarely can I see myself in the kids. I'm not gonna lie. I can see other people in them, but it's impossible for me to kind of see myself, which is really weird. Oh, I am so sorry you had to cry out, but crying can be really cathartic. It lets all of the boohoo's out. And it resets us ready to move forward, whatever that means. And I see you, and hopefully that's a positive reset for you. I am very much in favor of having a good cry. My eyes are a proper mix between mums and the sperm donor. I get it. That's really weird. That's unusual. Normally, you take after one side or the other for eyes, but that's really cool, though. Must have very interesting looking eyes. Mine are more like my nan's on my mum's side, for sure. Mine are kind of brown with bits of blue and bits of green in them. Um, so more like my nan. My nan had blue eyes with bits of brown and bits of green in them. But mine aren't one solid color usually, which is kind of cool. Right, folks. I think we should call it a day at the hour mark, mainly because my throat really hurts. And I should probably get myself dosed up to try and fight off this cold. That's cool, Steve. Brown mixed with blue makes him look a weird green color. That's very, very cool. They change color like his grandma picked them. Mine do too. And it's just cool. I don't think people notice very much, but I like it. It reminds me of my nan. And that's really nice. So, is there anything you would like to talk in our last 5 minutes or so about? Anything that I can do for you? Any subjects you'd like me to approach in the next stream when we're next together? Then let me know, because I would love to hear from you and what you would like to talk about. You are the important ones in this conversation. Oh, what's my favorite cheese? That is really difficult. I think it depends on my mood. Love goat's cheese. Love goat's cheese, which is why I'm so jealous of Amanda, um, making her own. I think that's genius. Um, I used to love blue cheese, like Stilton and that kind of thing. Kind of went off that when I was pregnant, with my eldest. Like strong cheeses, I kind of went off, but I do like Wensleydale with cranberries and brie. I think I'm gonna have to say goat's cheese. I think I'm gonna have to go with goat's cheese if I'm really pushed to pick a favourite, but that's my top 3. I know. Goat's cheese is amazing. So tasty. I've gotta be careful with how much cheese I eat is the other thing because of the amount of citric acid that is in cheese. If I eat too much, I just become a raving ball of psoriasis. My skin just breaks out horribly. The one with holes in it, Gouda? Edam? Swiss cheese? There's a few with holes in it because the fermentation process creates bubbles. I think Swiss cheese is probably the most well-recognized one with holes in. But yeah, that's the other thing about Christmas, cheese and biscuits. Like a charcuterie board. I can never say that word. You know, grapes and bits of apple and cheeses and biscuits and oh, yum. Good film on telly, cheese and biscuits and continental meats, yummers. Right, so the one with holes in is the one that you like, Steve. I'm assuming it's Swiss cheese. Like, it's a nice mild cheese, isn't it? Yes. Welcome to Craftalytical, where you get mental health mentoring, and we talk about cheese. It's amazing. Oh, yes, a good ploughman's. Yeah, ploughman's lunch. Definitely. With good fresh bread. Um, Nuts and raisins, yeah. Yeah, I've got to be in the mood, but occasionally it really hits the spot for sure. Kind of looking forward to Christmas now. Can't afford Christmas. Like, if I can't afford to deal with my car insurance, I really can't afford Christmas. I could do with an extra couple of months before Christmas. That would be awesome. Get there. We will get there. Positive mental attitude. Something will come my way. I believe it. That's the only downside to Christmas is even on a budget, it can get very expensive, especially with how much food has gone up in the last year or so. Absolutely wild. Right. On that note, um, today is Tuesday. We still have a few days of this week left to go, but you can do it. Whatever you are facing, you can get through this. You are stronger than you think. You are loved. You are supported. You can reach out to me by emailing or sending me a DM. You can find all of the links to everything down in the description and in my bio here on YouTube. Just remember that it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to look after yourselves, and it is okay to take it just one job at a time until you are back on your feet. And, reach out if there's something you want to talk about, if you need help one-to-one, if you just want a bit of moral support, we are here for you. And I really hope you have a good few days before we speak again. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.